All right, how's it going? So, I'm still making this pitcher I'm still making this baseball game. Right now, I've got a pitcher who throws the ball when I press these buttons in the right sequence, and it apparently brains this rectangle, which is going to be a what are those things called? A batter, eventually. So what I need to do is I need to somehow determine if this ball is inside of this rectangle. So since I need to figure out if it's in there, and then I need to make the ball reflect back. So I'm going to do both of those things here. That's going to require adding some stuff to the batter class, adding some stuff to the ball class, and refactoring the update and doing some stuff in main because there are some issues that are a little annoying. So we're just going to try to fix all that in the easiest way I can. All right, which might, yeah, because there's some issues that could show up. So the first thing I want to do is I want to figure out if something hits the or if the batter hits the ball, right? So if self hits thing. Now, the reason why I'm saying if the batter hits the ball, even though the ball is going to hit the batter, is that eventually this is going to be, this is going to have to be a little more complicated in detecting the swing, whether or not the batter has hit the ball. So it is the batter hitting the ball that we're simulating. Right now we're just simulating it very poorly. As the first instance, the first thing we do is do it poorly, and then we keep refining until we have a better and better algorithm. So I'm going to get the thing. I'm going to get a position. Prove we can do it first, then do it well. So I've got a position for the thing. Then I want to figure out if that thing is inside of the batter. So is it in X? So what I need to do is take some number on one side, the X position of the batter on the other side, and some other number over here. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the position of the center of the batter. So this is the center of the ball minus the center of the batter. Is that within what? It's within the width of the batter. Okay, so what we care about here is the half width of the batter, right? And when we were drawing him, we decided the batter was 1/3 of the height of the guy, and then we decided that we've got half of that for this thing, so we just minus half width. That's an underscore to half width. So that all gets thrown in there, and now I need to say, well, what happens if I actually do hit it? Well, if I do hit it, the ball reflects. So I'm going to use the cheap and dirty method of reflection. All right, and the cheap and dirty method is in the update, just keep track of the last position. And before we change the position. So I have to use the self if I'm going to remember it, right? If I don't put the self, if I just did something like I did with that half width, the calculation is forgotten after it's done. Like when I do this draw, it calculates the X, Y, and R. But then after it's done and says, okay, I've drawn the circle, what do I do next? Nothing. It forgets all that information, right? So I need to have this self.oldx so that this data is kept track inside of the ball class. So now if I'm reflecting it, I just say, well, I go back to the old position. And then I change the velocity. Self.vy or vx times equals minus 1.0. And that's sufficient. So that'll make the thing bounce off. Might not be the prettiest bounce that you'll ever see, but it'll make it bounce off. That's enough for now. We just want to see it bouncing off of things, right? Now the big issue here is going to be in the update or in the engine, right? So previously I just shoved the batter in here all on its lonesome. And hope for the best, right? Well, I hate to say it, but the batter was stuck in with the objects which became balls. But not everything I want to do to the balls is something that I want to do to the batter, right? So, right, it says update it. I'm perfectly happy updating the batter, right? Batter.update interval. But so I'm happy with updating the batter just like I do a ball. But I don't have to worry about this part here. That's where I ended up with that get. Needing to put a get position in the batter. It was actually here where I was checking to see if the batter went off the screen. I don't have to do that, so I'm just going to stop that. So now I've got the avatar, I've got balls. Let's call the avatar the pitcher and the other guy the batter. All right. So now I have a pitcher here I want to update in the batter, and I don't think I have no more things, no more objects, but now I've got another problem, right? That other problem is that, well, I've got a couple of other problems. I have to refactor main as well. So I had pitcher other stuff. I need pitcher, batter, balls, right? And now I'm going to have to do dudes plus balls. So dudes and balls, they all get drawn the same. So I don't actually need an avatar in view either. So I'll just make dudes the pitcher and the batter. I mean, they do unfortunately have different things in the engine, but otherwise that's fine. And balls, well, we're going to start off with no balls. We'll get our balls later. All right. So that should be almost sufficient, but we need to do a little bit on view for the way I changed that, because I got rid of this avatar guy completely. So avatar doesn't get his own line. Let's see how much damage I did. Oh, I left defaults in the left defaults in here. I don't need defaults. So after you do one default, everything has to be defaulted. I don't need any defaults right now. Those are just to save you when you're starting things. Okay, and I didn't do this. I got rid of other stuff. I want balls to be appended. This is where I want to get my balls. All right, so throws it, throws it, throws it. Okay, so everything's being thrown. The issue then is that I haven't actually told it to reflect yet. So I've gotten in here and I've modified this, but now for each ball I have to see if it actually gets to the batter. So for each ball and ball, if the batter hits the ball, then the ball reflects. Let's see how bad this is. Bang, nope. Bang, nope. So did I get there? Because, I mean, I see it on the screen there. Alright, so let's see what the let's see what this guy is doing. Oh, there's the issue. I hope this is the issue. I forgot to return in X. Could do something similar for in Y, but like I said, there's no need for it. Okay, so sometimes it's in, sometimes it's not. So you see it's sometimes bouncing off, sometimes not. And like I said, because of the way I did that, the bounce seems to come very far away, and you see it closer when it doesn't hit. That's because there's a slight variation in how long it takes, 34, 33, 35 milliseconds for every update. So there's a slight difference each time the pitch is thrown. So, you know, I could improve on that. I don't see any reason to improve on that at this point. Now the issue is do I want to try to add in the correct control, and I think refactoring the control will take a little more time than I really have. So I will not refactor the control, and I may or may not do it this afternoon. I'm not sure. So anyways, I think we've gotten to a reasonably good point. I think you can see why I sometimes would want to use a more advanced reflection algorithm than the one I've used here. Usually, with most of the stuff that we're doing in class, we'll do something that's going slower and it won't look so bad. So if when I throw my ball, it's going at minus 12 feet per second, that's probably too slow. But you see it's going nice and slowly, so it will hit and it bounces off nice and smoothly. So that's sort of what happens most of the time when we do this. So since they're going so slowly, I can throw lots of pitches. Okay, that's kind of stupid, but hey. All right. So now we'll have to figure out what to do with this from here. I think the next thing to do will be to go ahead and add in the control for this guy. I might want to leave this slow ball in there for that, because it's going to be really hard to hit that 132 feet per second ball, especially since sometimes it doesn't even get in that square. So we'll see what I decide to do in the next video. All right. Yep.